Remember when AI first started to bleed over into music? It was hilarious listening to Plankton sing Bring Me to Life or Cartman belt out Celine Dion. Then we started getting entire AI songs and beats, which culminated in a completely artificial Drake song racking up millions of streams before streaming services decided to shut it down. What a time. The wow factor may have died down a bit in the past few months, but the possibility of AI being used is now ever present. The genie is officially out of the bag. Why do I bring this up, you might ask? Because when Katy Perry first released a snippet of her song Women's World, the prevailing opinion was that she used AI to create the ridiculous verse melody that quickly became the laughingstock of the music community. I personally find this accusation insulting to AI. Only a human is capable of creating a melody so shitty and soulless that it makes Baby Shark sound like fucking Beethoven. It's like her and Dr. Luke unironically listened to human music from Rick and Morty and thought,
"You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this."
Human music. I like it.
Even if you think she's secretly some maniacal musical genius who's playing us all for fools, the reality is that Woman's World is a flop of disastrous proportions. The song debuted at number 63 on the Billboard and has since fallen off a cliff. The music video has yet to break 20 million views, and her latest release, Lifelines, is set to do worse. This new era is off to a catastrophic start. A decade ago, Katy Perry was the biggest pop star in the world. Songs like Firework, Dark Horse, Teenage Dream, and I Kissed a Girl were practically unavoidable, and she even performed at the Super Bowl. I know that popularity fades, but most artists of her magnitude can still hit above average numbers long after their prime. Hell, even Madonna was able to get 53 million views on her collab with The Weeknd, even though it took a small army of plastic surgeons to make her look as good as she did. But Katy's career seems to have seemingly disintegrated overnight. So what the hell happened? There are many reasons why a song flops, many of which stem from the artist herself. It could be that she created a song called Woman's World with a producer who has received widely publicized accusations of sexual abuse, and people actually picked up on the irony. Maybe the age of throw your hands in the air pop music is over, and Katy is part of a dying breed, and the end of her career just creeped up sooner than anyone expected. Maybe over the past few years, people realized that Katy isn't a musical genius or any sort of genius at all.
Is math related to science?
Math is the language of the universe.
Numbers.
And the public has come to the conclusion that her music just isn't worth listening to anymore. Maybe it's the music video, which according to Katy is a satire on girl boss feminism while simultaneously being a celebration of feminine values and ideals. Somehow this satire involves plastering your cleavage all over the screen, dancing around with vibrators, and standing in front of urinals dressed as construction workers. Is she mocking Rosie the Riveter or paying homage? Is she condemning the overt sexualization of women or embracing it? Does she actually think that her stream is going to shoot out that far? Who knows? The messaging is so damn confusing that I genuinely can't tell if she meant to put the drill bit on incorrectly or not. All of these are viable reasons for the failure, and maybe it's a bit of all of them, but I personally believe it all stems back to the art itself. If the song was incredible, no one would be concerned about the producer's accusations, the relevancy of the genre, or the intelligence of the artist. You only need to take a quick glance at the Billboard 200 to know that people are very forgiving if the art is good. Unfortunately, in this case, it's not. The song is a mess on multiple levels. I broke it down in detail on the Full Simple Songwriting podcast, but here's the spark notes. The song structure is ridiculous and incomplete. The lyrics are shallow and reek of insecurity, and the thematic depth is essentially non-existent. The music has a few nice moments, like the synth in the second pre-chorus, but overall, it's basic and forgettable. Every aspect of this song has been done better 1,000 times over by other, better artists. It sounds unfinished and incomplete. There is no conflict, no lesson to be learned, no journey to go on, and no reason to listen more than once. And honestly, even once was a stretch. It's as if everyone who worked on this forgot how songs even work, to the point of embarrassment. So strap in, because I'm going to remind them, starting with the first lesson of art in general: theme. In Katy's song Firework, the first lyric is, "Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind?" It's not Shakespeare, but it's something. It's a metaphor that describes tension and conflict. We've all felt bad at some point, so as silly as the line is, we actually all can relate. The verse continues, "Do you know there's still a chance for you? 'Cause there's a spark in you?" What? A change? Holy shit. Finally, she says, you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine, blah, 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 because baby, you're a firework. And there it is. We have a theme. You are capable of persevering through hardship. You just need to believe in yourself and keep going. It may be a little bit preschool, but we can all relate and it works. It works well enough. Now let's take a look at Woman's World. After some brutal, rigorous, thought-provoking analysis, I've come up with the theme. Women are great. There's no reason, no explanation, no conflict, and nothing to latch onto or relate to. Women are just great, and that's that. In case you don't see the problem, let me explain. What if a woman, let's do a scenario. What if a woman doesn't feel great? What if she actually feels sad and hopeless about her place in the world? You may think, as well as Katy and her team, well, this song will cheer her up. It's an uplifting song after all. The problem is that this song does not relate to our sad girl's emotional state. It's uplifting, but it doesn't acknowledge why someone would need to be uplifted, which is about as effective as telling a depressed person to cheer up and then just walk away. Let me explain a little further. Think about how much more impactful this song would have been if there was a bridge that said something along the lines of, women have it tough, so we have to have each other's backs. And that's why I made this song, to remind you that it's a woman's world, and then back into the final chorus. It could still be cheerful and uplifting, but it would actually connect to our hypothetical sad girl, and it would round out the theme and the message of women being great. As a reminder, the bridge is typically the thematic climax of a song. So, I'm going to ask you, what does Katy Perry say in the bridge of Woman's World? She doesn't say anything. There is no bridge. They cut it. The song is simply verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. They cut the bridge. So the song is just 100% positive 100% of the time, and then it just ends. So now our sad girl, whether she even consciously realizes it or not, is disconnected from the song. Even if she went in wanting to be uplifted, the song isn't going to relate to her on a subconscious level. But Cameron, what about all the happy people who want to listen? Well, let's talk about this too. The song definitely promotes empowerment and positivity, but, and just stick with me here, positivity does not equate to stupidity. So let me say that again. Positivity does not equal stupidity. And in fact, emotions like joy, euphoria, and bliss are typically very complicated, multi-layered emotional states. I can say I'm sexy and confident all day long, and it may be true, but that doesn't mean it will automatically resonate with the listener just because. To drive this point home, think about the song Happy by Pharrell. Honestly, I don't know anybody who actually really loves that song. It was cool or fun for maybe a week, and then it just fell off. The song is about as happy and positive as you can get, so surely there's no reason why people shouldn't like it, right? I mean, of course. Like, wouldn't you want to listen to a song that makes you happy? The problem is that it actually makes you want to throw your phone at the wall. By contrast, think about the lyrics of What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. In those lines alone, we have nature, color, life, and love. They inspire hope and create a beautiful image in your mind. At no point does Louis Armstrong tell you to be happy. The song is about what makes him happy and what makes him think it's a wonderful world, and he is able to show you his perspective. This allows the listener to interpret it how they want. If they're sad, it can give them a new view. If they're happy, then maybe they've found somebody that they can relate to. But the song doesn't just feed you what you're supposed to feel, it just tells you what he feels, and you can relate to him. Humans have a tendency to sniff out bullshit, and it turns out that telling someone to feel a certain way without any explanation or rational reason may work once or twice, but it gets really old really quick. Our brains are designed to want more than that. We want to be challenged. We want to grow and learn about ourselves, and that's what a good theme is supposed to do. It's the reward for interpreting a work of art, the puzzle that we put together on our own, which actually allows us to resonate with the artist. I was feeling like a plastic bag, but now thanks to Katy Perry, I do feel like a firework. If that journey and challenge is taken away completely, then there's no point in experiencing the work of art to begin with, because there's nothing for us to learn. So regarding those happy people, I don't think that they'll like Women's World either. It's just too on the nose. So while Katy's intentions may have been good, her message of irrational positivity is quite frankly an immature one. And I think that the 3 or 4 people who adore this song are the same types of people who are going to forget it ever existed in about a month. I could go on and on and on about the songwriting mistakes that Women's World makes, but to me, the lack of a actual theme, one that challenges the listener and pushes them to use their brains and think and learn something about themselves that they weren't aware of before, that is the root of it. If you remove any intellectual challenge from your art, you're left with something shallow, empty, and meaningless, and no amount of production polish, fake smiles, or boobs can change that. Hopefully Katy can learn that lesson next time around. Thank you all for listening.